2 days ago, I turned 41, and I wanted to do something really special for my birthday. So I asked my agent, could I hold off signing the contract for my book until my birthday, and she said yes. It took me 4 years to finish this book because it was very personal. It was very therapeutic. And I really don't like shooting videos. I want to try really hard to get through this without getting too emotional. The book is called Peace Within, and it's basically a journey that I went on over the last 4 years to learning how to accept me and love me for who I was, and learning how to forgive. I had a lot of very deep-rooted pain, a lot of anger, way past anger. I had a lot of rage, and I tried a lot of different things to get rid of that, mostly suppressing it, but until I developed a real relationship with God, it didn't go anywhere. When I was 12 to 15, I was molested by my mom's husband, and when I was 14, he got me pregnant, and they made me have an abortion. And when you're a kid and your mom basically emotionally abandons you, it's like worse than if your mom died, because like you see her every day, but it was just like she wasn't there. And what that did for me was it put this switch in me that's still here today. In the Bible, Paul said he had that thorn in his side. Well, that's the thorn in my side. I have to be very careful with anger, because when I get past a certain point, I don't care if that switch gets flipped, and it's like me, my brother, my sisters, we all have that. It sucks, but it's there. God never takes it. He manages it, but he never took that part away. Along the journey, I don't know. When I say I had that rage, like, you have to understand, I'm talking about like hating somebody so much that it just kind of eats your insides. I know it sounds terrible to say that about your own mom, but that was my life. I couldn't have any kind of a relationship. I went through a period of about 3 years, like, we didn't really speak. I didn't know how to fix it, and I'm like talking about the kind of pain that just kind of rocks you to your core, not some petty, I don't know, like, they're still married, so having a relationship with my mom meant I was forced to have a relationship with him, and I did that for a number of years, and I don't know, something just broke in me one day, and I just was like, I don't want him in my house, and I don't know. I had to fight through that anger. And until I asked God to help me with that anger didn't go anywhere. I remember at one point when I was living in North Carolina, I just said, I didn't even ever want to move back to this part of America. I didn't want to be in the same part of the United States with either of them. And that sounds silly, but that's in my head, that's where I was. I remember putting myself in therapy because before I started writing the book, the reason I started writing the book, I remember my sister asked me one day if she said if my mom died, would I cry? Would I care? And I couldn't answer her. And I know that makes me sound like a monster, but I couldn't answer her. And when I started going to therapy, I still had this big void, and I wasn't really emotionally available, not even to my kids. And I remember my counselor she would tell me just to go home and put them all in a line and give them a hug. And it sounds really simple, and I couldn't do that. It was weeks and weeks and weeks, and I never lied to her. She would be like, did you do it? And I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And I remember even when I stopped going to therapy, I couldn't do it. And I just remember one day I looked in the mirror, and I just said, to God, I told him it was too much. I needed help. And to be honest, I asked God to take the pain away. I wouldn't let go of that anger because I thought I was entitled to my anger. And when you have that much unforgiveness in you, it was like, I don't know, having cancer. Literally, it just ate at me. And over these last 4 years, he helped me work on that. And what finally broke, I guess, the chain was I don't know, you can say to people, you forgave them or whatever, but God can see your heart. And when I really opened up my heart and then I said it out of my mouth that I forgave both of them, I don't know, he just let me have the most amazing year. And it doesn't make it any more right, and it doesn't, he didn't promise to answer everything I want to answer. He promised that he would give you a peace that surpassed understanding. And I can't describe that peace. I can't describe that happiness I have. Everything is not perfect. And I mean, everything is not never going to be perfect. That wasn't the point. But that rage, that anger is gone. And if you've ever had that kind of pain, if you've like you people do stuff and they get suicidal. I was never suicidal. I was very homicidal. Like, I wanted to hurt somebody. I don't condone violence, but I would turn on the news and you see those people that, you know, is your neighbor and they just snap one day, and like, it doesn't feel good to say, but that could have been me. I was that angry. So this is going to be my last post for the year, and I hope maybe somebody that has that kind of rage, that has that kind of pain, and I don't care if you go to church or not tonight, you can sit in your car, you can sit in your room. If you don't want to carry that weight around anymore, all you have to do is open up your mouth and God will meet you right wherever you are. You don't have to say fancy words. You just have to talk to him. He just wants a relationship with you. You just have to open up your heart and open up your mind. And as far as, you know, whoever is responsible for hurting you or the anger that you have, it doesn't mean that you have to be best friends with that person when you forgive somebody. That's not what that means. I struggled with that for the longest time. That's not what forgiveness means. So I pray that me sharing that part of me with you will help somebody to open up and share their self with him. And I love you all, and I wish everybody a happy new year.